You cannot bring down her standard of living because you want to take a second wife. No. You are able to take the second one provided that you have enough means to maintain her at the same level as the first. Suppose you don't have those means. Then what do? How do we solve the problem? This is not slavery. No. This is a problem of orphan girls in a society at a time when many men have been killed in warfare, for example, and they need someone to maintain them, and the budget in the zakat fund cannot do it. That is the problem. And the solution, Allah says, وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا, and if you fear that you will not be able to fulfill the obligation of justice between your wives because you don't have the means to do so, فَوَاحِدَةً, then stay with only one wife. If you stay with only one wife, well then what solution does Allah give for the problem? Did you hear the question? You know what is the question. The problem is how to solve the problem of maintenance of the orphan girls. And Allah is offering you an answer. What is the answer? He says, وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ أَلَّا تَعْدِلُوا, if you fear that you will not be able to maintain them with equity, with justice, because you don't have the means to do so, فَوَاحِدًا, then stay with only one. أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُكُمْ, then Allah offers the second solution to the problem. If you cannot marry them, you can keep them as milk al-yamin. That is the solution. What then is milk al-yamin? Milk al-yamin would be a woman who has the status not of a wife of nikah. No. Because you don't have the means to maintain her as a wife of nikah. Milk al-yamin will be a wife that you have as a wife, but you do not have to maintain her equally with your wife. That is the context. That is the context. That is the context in which Allah has proposed milk al-yamin. A wife who is not a wife of nikah, but who can still be a wife in the sense that you do not have to maintain her equally with your wife. Rather, you simply maintain her in accordance with your capacity to maintain her. Secondly, she does not inherit from you when you die. Your wife of nikah will inherit from you. I am not a mufti, so the laws pertaining to milk al-yamin you should get from a mufti. But I'm here to teach the Quran. In this age, however, there is no one talking on milk al-yamin. No one has a milk al-yamin in this age, none. And the muftis are silent on the subject. They say it's for slavery. So then what do we do with about 14 or 15 verses of the Quran on the subject? This is my answer. This is my answer. To help our sisters out there who need men to maintain them. My proposal is that a woman who looks and finds a man who is suitable for her, who is a man who is a good Muslim, of good character, of good personality, and who has the means to maintain, if she offers herself to you as milk al-yamin, not that you go to her and propose to her. Not at all. Not at all. Only and only and only if she offers herself as milk al-yamin, because she has to consider that she will not have the status of the wife of nikah. She has to consider that she would not be maintained equally with the wife of nikah. She has to consider the fact she'll have a lower status than the wife of nikah. She has to consider the fact that she would not inherit from you. Only if she offers herself as milk al-yamin, only then you will then consider to accept her as milk al-yamin, provided you have the means to maintain her. However, in order to protect yourself from any charge of zina, because those who are silent on the subject now will be the first to jump up from the top of the mountain and start shouting out, zina, 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 from the time you take her milk al-yamin. So in order to shut their mouths, what you will do is to have a nikah with her. In order to shut their mouths, you have a contract of nikah with her only for the purpose of shutting their mouths. So they cannot say anything about zina. But the actual relationship between you and her is with Allah. With Allah. I'm taking you as milk al-yamin in Allah's sight. So I do not have to maintain you equally with a wife. Because if I cannot maintain you equally with my wife, Allah orders me for wahida, stay with only one. Since I do not have the means to maintain you equally as a wife, then in Allah's sight I'm taking you as a milk al-yamin. And that is a matter between me and you and Allah, and tell them to shut their mouths. This is a private matter between me and you and Allah, and they have no right to poke their nose in matters which do not concern them. So you'll have a contract of milk al-yamin, and but beyond that you'll go on to have a contract of nikah in order to protect yourself from a charge of zina. So I'm saying now to our sisters, I hope you're listening to me now, sisters, because I'm sorry I'm the only one who's speaking on the subject. Nobody else wants to do so. I'm saying to you, you must do like what one of my dear students did in France. Maybe she might listen to this lecture. She heard me speaking on this subject, and she was convinced that I was correct. And she offered herself as milk al-yamin to someone. And he accepted. He already had a wife, and now they are living happily together, alhamdulillah. And when I realized that, when I found that, when I saw that they were living happily together, that she was a milk al-yamin, and he accepted her, I felt such joy in my heart that alhamdulillah, this sister or this daughter of mine is no longer living alone. She has someone in her life who is a responsible person, not a fly-by-night man who simply uses a woman and discards her, or one who takes a woman like a rat, takes her in the dark. No, she has a responsible man, a good Muslim, someone she can look up to, someone she can honor and respect, and he has taken her as a milk al-yamin. So when I saw this in France, I was delighted, very, very, very happy. And I'm looking forward to many more like this now, that you will come to me and tell me, Sheikh, I've taken this sister as a milk al-yamin. It's a private matter between us, but we went and we had a nikah, so as far as the public is concerned, there is no zina. So it will only be if the woman offers herself. She must take a decision. If she cannot find a husband, and no one is proposing marriage to her, and she cannot propose marriage to someone, then, and only then, she can, if she wants, it's not obligatory on her part, if she wants, she can offer herself as milk al-yamin. Now then, if a woman offers herself to you as milk al-yamin in Akhir zaman, at a time when society faces dangers from all different directions, and this sister is in fear of the society, a fear of living alone. She wants someone to maintain her. She wants someone to guard and protect her. She wants to be able to fulfill her biological needs without committing sin. And if you have the means to maintain her, then if you turn her down, you better have a good answer for turning her down, yes. Even if you have to show patience with her, she may not be the perfect woman for you, but still, I still take you as milk al-yamin to please Allah. I take you as milk al-yamin because I have a duty as a man to protect and to guard and to maintain women. Then there will be blessings, inshallah. I pray that this talk of mine would reach you wherever you are and wake you up. Society in so many parts of the world frowns upon a second marriage. I didn't care 2 peanuts about what they think about me when I took a second wife. Who are you to tell me whether I can have a second wife or not? Who are you? Did Allah appoint you to give you this responsibility? No. I have the right if I want you to take another wife. You dare not stand in the way. None of you. So this is the way for you to function. I ask that Allah may give you the courage and the strength to now look at the subject that I have raised today. It is a sexual revolution and people are falling prey. Our Prophet said that the majority of children will be born will be children of zina. That's what he said. I'm asking you in the context of this sexual revolution, in the context of men now abandoning their responsibilities to marry and to maintain women. Imagine a man has a woman working to maintain him, and he goes gambling, and he goes drinking, and he goes in drugs and all these things, and she works to pay the rent, she works to buy the groceries, and for this man, this is what is happening in the world today. I saw this in France. Because men are abandoning this responsibility. One man eventually will have to maintain 50 women. This is a time for you to get the doors of Jannah open for you. This is one of the ways in which the doors of Jannah can be opened for you. To summon the courage to defy society, defy the conventional way of life, and go ahead and take a second wife or a third or a fourth wife, provided you have the means to do so. And if you do not have the means to maintain them with equity, then if she offers herself to you as milk al-yamin, remember, you cannot go and propose to her, she must offer herself. If she offers herself to you as milk al-yamin, and you have the means to at least maintain her, then take her as milk al-yamin, and a contract of milk al-yamin. And that is a private matter between you and her and Allah. But then you proceed to also have a contract of nikah, so that the society may not ever have a chance to say that you're committing zina. I hope and pray that these words of mine may reach your heart wherever you are. That sisters may now find the courage to offer themselves as milk al-yamin, and brothers will think twice and 3 times and 4 times before they refuse and turn down such an offer. Okay? And that brothers will also have the courage now to come forward and take a second wife, a third wife, or fourth wife, provided you have the means to maintain them with equity. And if you do not have the means to maintain them with equity, that you would at least have the courage to accept them as milk al-yamin, provided that you also proceed to have a contract of nikah, so that no one may be able to lay the charge of zina against you. Thank you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.